In a country that has been historically racially divided nearly since the beginning of time, have we truly had the conversation on why racial tension still exists so prominently in 2017? I've had the pleasure of sitting down with four individuals, all from different backgrounds, to gather their insights on exactly why America is spinning backwards and taking a step back in time.
What does it mean for me to be black in 2017? Well, for me, I'm proud.
It's scary being black in America in 2017, just from the fact that now we have so much tension, not only politically with our president, but just with cops and so many activists, so many groups now, people are being shot.
I think everybody should be proud of who they are. You know, it can be kind of scary at times with a lot of injustice and things going on, and things going and happening, but all in all, I think it's for me, I'm happy, I'm proud. And
what does it mean for me to be interracial in 2017? For me, I get a little bit of racism on both ends, whether black or white. Growing up where I'm from, I've gotten the racism from Caucasians, and I've also gotten it from blacks that are pro-black only relationships, and they don't like the fact that my parents are a white and a black person. So I've experienced racism on both ends.
I'm embarrassed to be white in 2017 because of the actions of other white people over the last couple decades, and then in the last couple years, obviously. Just really despise the fact that a group of people can think they are so great just because, like, the history of America, you know, you look back in time and it's like, it's a corrupt group of people, just their mindset on everything, you know, and it's like, I've cut so many people out of my life where I find out they have a belief, it's so strong, and their racist thoughts, and people in my own family, and I just cannot be around that. And I say to my husband all the time, as you know, over the last couple of years, I've learned things and just become more educated on the topic. It's really embarrassing. I believe that racial tensions have grown within the last few years, primarily because
Our president, to the way that people misinterpreted Colin Kaepernick's kneeling down.
I don't understand what's un-American about fighting for liberty and justice for everybody, for the equality that this country says it stands for.
And three, obviously all the cop slayings of innocent black people that have been slain by cops just for no reason, because a cop says, I'm a cop, I can do it.
so do I blame the media? Yeah, 110%. But then with that being said, everybody's responsible for what they do and say in life. So even though the media is something that kind of gears and helps with the way we think sometimes, but we also have the right to do what's right and or to do what's wrong. So I do put it on both.
as a white person, I'm not able to decide what offends another race. You know, people be like, oh, well, that's not racist. No, whatever the opposing race feels is racist. That is correct. Like, if it's a stereotype to them and it's offensive to them, that's their group and they decide to choose that. You know, like if there was something that was offensive to like my family or my ethnicity or anything like that, somebody might not know that, but that's what I find offensive to me. That's not for the other side to decide. Just the fact of like me being white and what I might think something would be okay. Maybe my husband who's black and his black family might take it a different way. Just even simple greetings, little things. It's two different cultures, and if we were to go to another country, we would look into it and we would research like, oh, how do I act in this environment? And it's like, you might go to your neighbor's house and it might be completely different.
Where's the starting point in fixing these tensions? Yourself, the person looking into the mirror. Shout out to Michael Jackson. But definitely you have to start with yourself, and you have to be able to to change yourself first before you can change anything else about the world. So definitely yourself.
Honestly, me being a religious man, it starts from the Bible and what the Bible says, and you probably got to educate yourself a lot and not be persuaded by what's being taught in schools and all of these other curriculums, and finding out what the truth is, learning about how another race or how other people may have dealt with things, and being more diverse in just how people do things kind of will help with some of the ignorance that's going on. So
maybe the white population realizing that white privilege is a thing, especially with us now living in Hawaii. I've really noticed the flip of everything, and white privilege is real. White privilege is the fact that I don't worry about what my name is on a resume. White privilege is the fact that when I see a cop, I don't get scared. I just don't want a ticket. White privilege is basically me not having to worry about things just because of the color of my skin.
The point is simple. One, when you get a leader who will say, you know what, let's bring all races together, and that's the key point. When you can get all races together to have this conversation and understand that we all are fighting for the same thing, that we all think this is a great country, we all want this country to be better. And once we can all get on the same page and learn how to communicate with other races and step outside our own race, then that's the first step to breaking down the race barrier.
The obvious question now is, what's next? How do we begin to have more conversations about racial tensions without having heated discussions? The answer to me is quite obvious. We have to have more dialogues like this with other races and coexist as we have been doing for years. But how do we get others on board? We have to be able to communicate with each other, respect each other's opinions, and at the same time coexist and respect each other. But until then, things will forever be tense.